Card toppers.
Yep, card toppers. I'm popping over here.
Okay, I'm in Make the Cut, and I'm going to use some of the files that I created last week, and I'm going to import them in. Okay, I'm going to use this flower right here, and I'm going to put it on a new page. Okay, and I'm going to rotate it a little bit to even it out, and then I'm going to duplicate it. And what we want is we want this part of the flowers to touch and this section of the flowers to touch. So I'm going to adjust the spacing. I have 3 rows by 4 columns, and I'm going to adjust the spacing right here. And that should be good. Okay, and then I'm going to weld them together. Okay, I'll move them up here a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to go to Basic Shapes. First I'm going to lock this layer, and I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm going to go up to Basic Shapes, and I'm going to bring in a rectangle, and I'm going to put my mat on green, and I'm going to unlock this for a second, and I'm going to rotate it. Okay. Now I'm going to lock it and unlock that. Okay, we want to get our size, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to size the rectangle the same size as this layer right here. So I'm going to copy the width, and I'm going to enter in here and then hit return. And then I'm going to copy the height, clicking back on my rectangle again, and I'm going to enter the height in here. And then I'm going to select all, and I'm going to stack them. Okay, and I'm going to lock the rectangle for a moment, and then I'm going to select the flower shapes, and I'm going to resize them just a little bit bigger. Okay, and you'll see why in a second. Should be good. And I'm going to lock the flowers back again, unlock the rectangle, and I'm going to do a shadow on the rectangle. And let's see, I'll leave it at, it's a little bit thick, maybe I'll bring it down a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to leave it on mitered, going to leave it on blackout, and click accept. And then I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to join them. Now I'm going to get rid of my extra layer here that's empty. Going to unlock the flowers, going to select all, and I'm going to stack them. Okay, and what you want is you have the outer frame here, and you want these flowers just touching, because when we join them, when we weld them together, they'll weld to the frame. Okay. So now what you could do with this particular shape is you can use these you can actually cut them out using acetate, and you can use either your liquid sprays, or if you have ink daubers, and you can lay that on the front of your cardstock, and you can, ink, you could either, you could do them in sections where you could do the top layer of flowers one color, and then the middle layer flowers one color, and then you can create like a rainbow effect, or you could take your sprays and you can spray it and use it as a stencil for the front of your card. Or you could just cut it out of the cardstock and just layer it on your card as well. So that's one, couple ways to use that particular card topper.